Welcome back to Marlowe House Presents Scoundrels of a Stranger Sky. I'm Andrew Marlowe.
I'm Monica Marlowe.
I'm a guy with a fez.
Yes, you are. Very, very sporty fez.
Very sporty fez.
Sporty? I don't sport.
I don't know.
Which sport? Orange ball? Checker ball? Oblong turd ball?
I was thinking white ball.
Stick ball?
Dimple ball.
Stick ball. Do you stick ball?
No, I don't have the coordination to stick ball.
I guess not. Yellow ball. Blue ball.
Phrasing.
You've never seen a racquetball, have you?
Clearly I have not.
I'll give you a hint. They're blue.
Maybe?
Not everything I say is...
Actually, I do know you sport. You do sport.
I don't sport.
You do sport.
Do I sport?
You do.
Karaoke is not sport.
Karaoke is not a sport.
No, don't you frisbee golf?
You do sport!
Is that really a sport though?
It is a sport. You go outside in the wild where there are animals and sun and wind.
Okay, if we're gonna go that
and
route.
you use your body to move.
Oh, I actually ball sport too.
What ball sport do you ball?
The one where you can hold a drink in one hand or a bag of Cheetos, and the ball in the other. Bowling.
Oh, bowling!
Oh.
Ball sport with holes.
Yeah.
That would be the hold ball.
The hold my beer ball.
Hold my beer ball.
I hold my beer ball when I can.
I also dart.
Yes, you do sport. See,
there are 3 sports.
To be fair, these are all vice-related sports.
These are all low-impact sports. These aren't aerobic sports.
Well, that's debatable on the course of the frisbee golf.
Well, also bowling.
If you've never thrown at Mount Airy Forest, holy crap!
Well, bowling. I mean, there are not a lot of fat professional bowlers.
No, but there are a ton of not professional bowlers who are heavy.
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, there are a ton of Well, you said it, not me.
Fat kid for life.
Yeah, I think that's how it was meant to be. So we were thinking about getting together tomorrow to make some plans for building our city. Are you up for that?
No, I am going to go out with some peoples who are going to get me proper wasted.
There are other peoples than us.
I mean, it is my annual level up.
What? How did I miss that?
Because I don't know.
Probably the same way I did. I don't Facebook much.
I haven't Facebook much either.
Wait, your Facebook tells you when you level up?
It does.
Wow, I wish my Facebook...
I guess it does that because it's constant notifications day.
Oh yes, it tells you all day long. Oh, and by the way, it is your level up day.
Because everybody tells you, and you're no longer centered. By the way, you tampered with that.
I did tamper.
And mine is, and I'm not running.
And now you're even less centered. You're migrating off the board.
There we go.
That's better.
So
I was trying to get my delightful fez in shot.
Yeah, it's not really gonna happen.
Oh,
you're gonna have to duck.
So
I can slouch.
There you go.
So
slouch.
which level up is this for you?
Let's just say that life, the universe, and everything are mine to command.
You mean Tell Day?
It's Towel Day.
Never forget your towel.
Never forget your towel.
Don't forget to take a towel.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Yes.
Yes. Feast day.
So that's big news.
Yes.
So
everybody, happy birthday, Scott.
Thank you.
Are there people in chat yet?
I don't know that there are.
Mostly me.
I know it's mostly you.
Yeah, I think it's just us right now.
I feel like we almost missed out here.
I do too.
Because I wanted to tell everybody in chat to type you happy birthday, to the music, to everybody, no matter where they were, or no matter where they were, to break out in song and sing Scott happy birthday.
Well, that would be chaotic. Maybe we'll do that at the break, because you know what?
We have two more shots at this.
At the end of episode 1, there might be people here.
Fun fact, if you text me the phrase happy birthday, I'll get balloons on my phone screen.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
I may have to do that.
I can see that we have an issue with our Twitch, with our chat again.
I'm sorry, I'll get out.
No, not you. Every time I shut this thing down and then I come back to it, for whatever reason, chat gets wonky.
Does it get uppity?
Scott's still weird. I
Well,
mean,
I can't help that.
I mean, like his camera's in a. But I don't get immediate.
Well, we won't see it for another 6 minutes.
I know, so I was gonna say it's gonna take at least another couple of rounds.
He's a little bit better that way.
Okay. Well, I have to look at him and see which part of his head is like closest to the edge, and then I have to like reverse it because it's not. Yeah, that's what I have to do with mine. I'm like, so which side is my part on? Is it this side? Oh yeah, it's much better now. Yeah, see, my chat finally came through. I typed happy birthday to you, Scott.
It's all bigly now.
Oh, it's all bigly now.
It's actually visible.
Yes, it is visible. So everybody at home will know.
Except that it's already gone.
I know. Well,
it's fleeting.
Just like the Scott's birthday. So anyway, we will have to design on our own tomorrow, which means we probably won't, because it'll be my only day off.
Yeah, I might.
Well, you can do whatever you want on your day off, but you get like 3 of them in a row. I've won.
I know. That's not my fault.
No, it's not. It was my fault. But it was a calculated risk. I got overtime, and I get to move back in the mandation list, so...
Which is good.
Yes, because the last thing I want to do is be the last person who went out on a off-hours survey and then have that come due during, I don't know, holiday weekend, like next weekend.
Oh, yeah. That could be rough.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen. I want my 5 days off in a row.
Yeah. That's important. Have those days off all in a row to do nothing.
You know I'm going to do stuff. I have a ton of knitting to do.
Yeah.
I also have a ton of writing I should be doing. I'll probably play video games.
Yeah, priorities.
Well, I mean, I have Kingdom Hearts still. I mean, I only just barely started.
And we'll do it.
And you're telling me before we started, you got something coming up in March?
Yes.
Oh, yes, we do.
We do. So on March 6th, we're going to be on the Cypher Unlimited podcast.
Yes.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're in good company too. I mean, they've done interviews with a bunch of the other kind of bigger names in Cypher podcasts and stuff. They did a Sean K. Reynolds interview not too long ago.
Haven't they interviewed everybody in Money Pit Games?
I don't know that they've done it yet, but
But we.
I don't know all of their episodes.
Oh.
I know that they interviewed Darcy, but they interviewed Darcy as a part of her other podcast.
Ah. Well, and then they one of the members that we know, we met Dean, really met Dean last year at Gen Con when we ran the Assault on Singularity base, and he'd run it before. He's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Dean is going to be Bacchus this year at Mardi Gras.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not the same Dean.
Different Dean.
But if he's going to be Bacchus...
Dean Winchester.
If he's going to be Bacchus at Mardi Gras this year, I'm going with you. Just saying. You're driving down, right?
You
don't have the time off.
I have personal time that I can take at my
leisure. And then we can both drunk time in for the interview.
Yes, we can.
This is a terrible plan.
This is a fantastic idea.
Terrible
But the
plan.
problem is I only have 2 personal days, so I won't be able to do that.
No.
But I could call in sick 2 days and then take 2 personal days, and then I wouldn't have to account for being sick.
No.
I could. I
You
just
could.
won't.
You just won't. Because I am the no fun zone over here, I guess.
The story of our lives.
Sorry, I am the harsh voice of reality occasionally. Not always my favorite position to be in, but you know.
But there's one other thing we wanted to talk about really quickly. We have lots of things this
Actually,
week.
we need to talk. There's a few other things we need to talk about.
Well,
too,
I was going to talk about the Kickstarter.
Well, yeah, we need to talk about that.
Okay, well, do we want to talk about that first, or do you want to talk about something
No,
else?
that's fine. Let's talk about that first.
So, many years ago, gosh, I think it's been like 5, 6? Has it been 5 or 6?
No, it can't be that long because it had to be.
Was it the year I won RPG Superstar, or was it the year before?
It was before you
Well,
won.
so that was in 2015, so it was in 2014, so it was 5 years ago.
Holy crap, it was 5 years ago.
So anyway, so
Okay,
5
so-
years
That's
ago.
a funny thing.
I know, it seems to move
Wibbly
very
wobbly.
quickly. So 5 years ago, we met Hal Greenberg
Yes.
at a party at Gen Con, and he had hurt his hand. He had carpal tunnel, I believe, and was having surgery. And he had a story he had to write.
And he
was
couldn't type it.
And he couldn't type it with his one hand. So he asked us to write him the story. And 5 years ago, 5 years ago, he asked us to write a story. And so we wrote it, and it took us like 2 years because it was really hard to write. Well, it wasn't that the story was hard to write. It's because we got an outline, but then we had to like come up with a way we liked it. Writing to spec is hard.
Yeah, writing fiction to spec is hard. A lot harder than I thought it would be in some ways, and a lot easier in others. But it really was a lot harder, especially when you consider all the fiction writing I've done previously has been for me alone.
Right.
I mean, I write it alone. So I only have to satisfy me until I hand it over to somebody else to read it, and they go in and say, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. And I can make decisions like, yeah, I'm keeping this part because there's a reason that's there. Or, ooh, you're right, that would make it better, and I'll scratch that and pull it out. When you're writing with a partner, you write all this stuff, you think this piece is great, and your partner says, it's trash.
That's not what I said. I changed it, and you changed it back, and I told you that I didn't like it, and you told me tough, and so I changed it anyway, and then you changed it back.
Yep.
And there were a couple of times.
There were a couple of times where there were. It was mostly amicable, but there were a couple of times where it's like, yo.
Yeah, there were a couple times.
Words were had.
Yes.
Mostly at me.
Yes, mostly at you.
Stop changing it back! Stop changing it.
But it was interesting, and it is so. The Kickstarter is.
Oh yeah,
Samurai
we should
Sheepdog,
we should probably hit
Samurai Sheepdog, and it is the Awakened
Isle of Bones.
Isle of Bones, and you can find that at...
We'll put that in our show notes for our YouTube viewers.
So for $6,
I don't have it handy.
No, I don't either.
To throw it up on the chat at the moment.
So for $6, you can get a digital copy that drops to you right away because almost the entire book was written a while ago. They were waiting for their publisher to be able to catch up with them on their timeline. So the digital is already listed as dropping the next day after it funds. So that's for $6. For $10, you get a print-on-demand coupon, and you can get that. And if you get it printed and you bring us your copy, we will sign it wherever you and we are at the same time, simultaneously and coincidentally.
Right.
I know there will be stretch goals. Yeah, or not coincidental. I know there will be stretch goals. We are not the stretch goals. We are the cover art book story.
Yeah, that's actually that is the most exciting thing. All right, so art is always the thing that makes me go squee when this is always the thing that really anytime I see something and they add art and it's original art, and it's like,
It's original art.
and I don't know if this is original art or
It is.
not.
It is original art.
I mean, I know it's original
Oh,
art,
oh,
but
oh.
I don't know if it was. I don't know if it, because of the outline we were given. I don't know if it comes before our writing or after our writing. But oh my god, it's so much fun to see characters we wrote
Yes, it is.
visually. So
our story is
there we go.
Autumn and Briarstead. God, we had a hard time with that word. We apologize. And oh, thank you for putting it up.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. I mean, if we talked long enough, someone would find us the link. So that runs for about another month. I didn't really.
It's like 21 days left.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
I knew it was running for about a month. So yeah. So you can get our story for $6, and then everything else is free.
That's one way to put it.
Well, I mean, I'm excited.
It is our channel, so we can
It's
get
our
it. It's
channel.
like that.
Yes.
But yeah, and we're very excited by this story.
Yes.
We think it turned out a lot better than
The first draft.
yeah. I was gonna say then we were thinking it about the halfway point, because the halfway point we were growling at each other, and
It's sort of that. This is shit. This is. How does that go? This is bad. This is shit. I'm never gonna finish this. This is okay. This is amazing.
yeah.
Or to the. This is amazing. So there's that.
There's that.
What else did you want to talk about?
Well, there were a couple of things I wanted to talk about. We do have a couple of new posts up on the Patreon.
Oh, that's right. You
Yes.
changed it.
But I've
You
been
updated
I've been making posts. So there are going to be blog posts on the Patreon from time to time.
Andrew will obviously be writing those because I just learned about them today. I was today years old. It's my birthday too, Scott.
Today is my birthday too.
So, the first one went out to just our companion or expert level. I think it's our expert level.
And what is that backer amount?
It was the $3 or $5 level. I'd have to double check that. I knew it earlier today, and now I've completely lost it. But there is one that went to our checking my posts.
This makes
Great
show.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so anyway, so
I
it
did
went
one.
out to
I did
some
one.
of
I
you.
did one post that went out to some people. Hi, Michael McNeil.
Hi, Michael.
Who's
No.
Michael here?
No, I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, Michael's the one who got it.
He's the one backer at this point who got it.
You
But-
too could be like Michael McNeil. We would drop your name all the time.
Right. But that was a world building. It was a world building, and it would covered some of my thoughts on religions for our long game. But these are things that I am considering that I will be also taking to my players. So actually, if you go read it now, if you upgrade and read it now, you'll get it before they do.
Oh man,
Yes.
that seems like cheating.
Well,
I can't. I'm not backing our own. I'm not backing our Patreon.
you can read our Patreon.
Oh, that's right. Scott, however, you're out of luck.
I'll hook Scott up.
Dang it.
And then the other one I did posted
You
yesterday.
mean I won't be able to see our review of Split and Glass and Unbreakable?
I
You were
know,
there. You were there for that.
I know. I was just.
And actually, it should be going live to the world in general eventually. So then the next one I did was very early today. Well, I guess it was yesterday. How magical is your campaign? And I discussed magic on two different axes. Usually we see magic as a
Wait a
single
minute.
axis.
You wrote 2 blogs this week?
Yeah, 3.
Wow.
3.
No wonder you haven't done anything else around the house. I'm kidding. Dinner was lovely, thank you. Wendy's did a very nice job on my salad.
And who cooked the other night?
I know you did.
And
You made
dishes.
really yummy chicken tenders.
All right, so, but usually we talk about magic on one axis. We talk about high magic and low magic, and so for this one, I also talked about rarity and how you can apply high magic, high
and
power
frequent.
magic with low frequency or vice versa. So there are those things. Then the other thing is, I know we talked about this prior, that once we hit enough viewers, subscribers, and followers, we'd be upping our broadcast times.
Mm-hmm.
So we are now at 55 followers on Twitch.
Oh, thank you.
So
If you're following us on Twitch and not following us on YouTube, could you go over and type in Marlowe House? And it's the same logo, but we don't actually have enough followers over there to have a nice short website link.
Right.
It's like capital U58246 hut hike. So
You should do it just to reinforce that I'm a treasure.
So, well,
big enough already.
While we're talking about that,
Lucky Duck, the cute little duck with an eagle the size of Cleveland.
It's hard to argue that.
so,
anyway, so yes, so
I have no
followers-
idea what I was even saying.
the number hours that we're gonna our
So,
broadcast
all right,
time's
so
gonna go up.
our broadcast time has gone up. So with our broadcast time going up, we will be doing a short show on Tuesdays. It will not be a 3-hour hangout where we play games. This will be smaller,
Man.
more.
Okay,
Oh, sorry, that was my
Tuesday-
outside voice.
So Tuesday's in the middle of the work week for some of us. Some of us who have to get up and go to work at 6:30 in the morning.
So it's going to be interviews and like
Just-
GM tips
It's
and
gonna be
player
stuff
tips,
like this too,
and
because we can't not do this kind of stuff.
right, and a bunch of sitting around and BSing.
Right. But now we're gonna start gaming.
Right. So, well, before we do that,
We have one more thing.
we're almost there. I promise we're almost done. We have a Discord.
Yes, we have Discord. We have Discord.
We have a Patreon.
And we have Redbubble.
We have a Redbubble,
We have Redbubble.
and we are looking at
We occasionally
expanding.
post art to the Discord.
Oh yes, we do occasionally post art to Discord.
Yes, there is art going to the Discord. Some fun art
Mhm.
that
Some
we'll need to
goofy-
talk about.
Some goofy looking pug dragon stuff.
Yeah, that we'll need to talk about off air, in a
But if-
positive way.
But if you back our Patreon, we will actually pay a professional to make art too. Although not that Scott's not
Oh,
Scott's is-
not professional. But we would
And
like to.
technically, you are at this point.
Yeah,
do
you are
get paid.
professional.
You do get paid to make art.
Yep.
I do.
We'd like to be able to pay Scott
So,
in something other than booze, which obviously we don't provide him enough of,
and towels.
and towels.
Don't forget to take two.
So, on
I have
that
no
note,
idea what's going on.
that's how I feel tonight.
I
So
feel
on
like
that,
every night.
I know. So on that note, as I recall, you were in the middle of a heist.
We were in the middle of something.
Do you remember what you were doing?
Winning.
Winning. Do you mean
Winning.
cheating?
Winning.
Were they wearing one of these? You won. You're welcome.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
I got nothing.
Sorry. Were they wearing one of these when you won?
Oh my. Okay.
Oh, cool.
We're something.
Something.
Something. I think when between this tonight and the next, we should trade Scott's camera stand and mine.
Okay.
Because then we could...
Because you have lots of headroom. And
I have lots of headroom and Scott doesn't. Sorry, fans who are watching this. But yeah, just noticed that. Anyway, so on with the show. So we were in the middle of casing the joint. That's what we were doing,
right.
casing the joint.
Casing the joint.
I have talked to Khajiit and gotten some illicit orcish ale.
Our names are on the
duty
guard,
rosters.
the duty roster. That you said duty.
Duty. We've got our airsick elf in place as
the getaway
driver,
or at least running the engines.
The getaway idler.
The getaway
idler.
That sounds like the burglar. We have our uniforms. Scott has a date,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kolban has a date.
That's a thing.
On the stairs.
I feel like I'm slacking. I need to have a date too. I mean, you just can't have a caper without a date.
I just want to make sure that I make out with someone's great grandma before I leave.
This feels so wrong suddenly.
Oh, you knew Betty? She was your great grandma? I've met her. Yeah. We used to call her Hot Lips Houlihan. Hashtag MASH reference.
Yeah, okay.
I think you broke the Andrew.
Just a little. Not a lot. Okay, so. You guys are kind of mid-heist.
We're mid-heist.
Where were we? It was 7 rolls. We were 4 complete, 2 fails. We had
5 complete, 2
5
fails.
complete, 2 fails.
And then
like 1 or 2 complete on the
3 complete and no fails
on the getaway.
On the getaway.
I think we should just combine those.
As long as we're in the hangar, while we're in the hangar looking at the getaway stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any ships that look like they're the most likely to be the one to lead the chase after us?
Go ahead and give me a perception roll for that.
Perception?
What?
What do I look like? Some kind of thief or something?
I have some of that. I'll help him out, or I'll do my own percepting. 12, and I'm trained.
I can throw 2 free effort at that. It's a 10 on the die.
Okay. Is there how much effort at it? 2. Okay. So with that roll, you think you've got which one you think you know which one it is.
Well, we of course want to sabotage it.
Okay, so you've identified one, and you want to sabotage it.
I'm skilled in breaking things. No, I'm trained in breaking things. I got this. Hold my beer.
All right.
So in that case, you're gonna truck over to the...
Well, I'm gonna sneak over. I mean, I'm not gonna be real obvious about what I'm gonna go break of the things. Yeah.
It's probably something we can manage while they're all investigating the diseased potato ship.
Yes. Actually, no. When they do that, I need to try to get upstairs to see that hallway better. So this will have to be something that happens outside that time, unless you want to go break that ship. But they're all going to be down there, and you were supposed to be distracting them so that I could get into that hallway.
Dilemmas.
I mean, they're all going to be down in that. I mean, that's not the same hangar, is it?
It is not.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad then.
But I'd like to know the layout of that hallway and where the actual vault room is. Those are the kinds of surprises we don't want.
Right. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, indeed.
What are you doing?
Well,
my microphone is making noise.
The microphone is making noise. Oh, the laptops. The laptop.
The laptop is making noise.
Oh,
No, it's definitely my microphone.
Is it really?
No.
I was like,
you just never know.
Hold on. Grand deception. 5, and somehow it worked.
well, there's no telling what I could have screwed up.
Oh no, you're playing
Your
a previous
headphones.
episode. Oh, it's your
the headphones.
All right, I've got that fixed.
Rookie mistake.
It's just not an episode if somebody doesn't start playing things out loud.
True enough. True enough.
Are you saying that's how we roll?
That is exactly how we roll.
Take 4 mental damage. Dang it.
We don't even have to roll for that.
5 acid your brain armor. No.
Okay.
Yes.
You were gonna go in and
I want to fly casual on the floor with the vault.
you're gonna fly casual.
Yeah, I just want to walk around.
Okay.
I want to look like I'm on patrol. I'm pretty sure I can pull that off. I've been observing their.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a deception roll.
Can I do local customs?
Sure, that works for me.
I mean, I've been watching them walk.
You have, and that's.
Oh, I also have lies and trickery. One or the other, or both? It doesn't matter. They're both the same. I just need to know if I can have one.
You can use them both.
Okay. I have rolled a 17, and I have local customs and lies and trickery.
Okay.
So,
At least I still like you. Nice.
they do
do.
still like me. I'm.
See, we just got the wrong batches.
I'm really
Right. So, with your
level 7
with your
equipment.
your stealthiness and your awareness of local customs, you creep up on the.
I don't creep. I
Oh.
walk with a, a certainty that says that I belong here.
All right, so you walk like you belong here, and you walk like you belong here right up to the ship.
Not the ship.
The
vault room.
the vault room. I forgot where we were. What we were doing.
I
So
have
you
to break the ship later.
right. I was thinking you're breaking the ship now.
Yeah.
So you walk up towards the vault room with your sense of certainty. You walk up and you get into the vicinity and you realize that there are sentries and things that are up here that, and they kind of give you this look like, I don't care that you look like you belong here, but you don't belong here.
Okay.
But you do get a chance to get a good look around, kind of get a good feel for the lay of the land pretty quickly. Go ahead and give me a perception roll. They believe that you have wandered into the wrong place. Legitimately.
I rolled a 14, but I do have perception.
Okay. So you are trained in perception.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are you looking for while you're up here?
I want to see where there are any windows. I want to see if there's any obvious security. I want to see how many people are up here that look like they're going to be here when we get here.
All right, so you've got definitely 2 sentries.
Okay.
That's a gimme. You've got a handful of very small windows that you're not going to be able to get out of.
Okay.
In this hallway up here.
I'm looking.
You do note.
Okay.
That there appears to be a chute to the incinerator. There's a trash chute.
What a wonderful spore you've discovered.
I know. I can't wait to share it with you. Seems odd. So what else is on this floor then? I mean, this is the. I mean, it's not like just a short hallway that ends in the treasury room. I mean. like the get off the elevator and there's a treasure room and a garbage chute? I mean,
Well, no.
okay.
But
Like, wow, that's like
But
really a
you
good
go-
setup
no,
there.
you go up the elevator, and it eventually leads up to, and it's not much more than that.
Okay.
There are a couple of other closed doors that you can't see what's beyond them, but by and large, it dumps you in what appears to be the treasury room and other things. Chances are it might even be the dragon's apartments.
Okay. So the garbage chute is probably very well hidden in panels or something, but
Yeah, you get a good look at it, but it's only because you were very
because I was yeah.
very astute,
So yeah, because
sharp-eyed.
usually those things are behind doors.
Right, but I was giving you the things that were like
Obvious or
that were
apparent.
not obvious but useful.
Okay, so well, this will be tricksy. I turn around and excuse myself. Sorry. They told me it was on this floor. Obviously, they were messing with me.
Right, so you have a brief. They're like, "What are you looking for?" You have a brief discussion where you kind of like fudge what you were looking
I
for.
look for obviously
they
the floor
tell you-
below me.
Right, and they tell you it's the floor below you, and away you can go.
Comments made about being hazed.
The important things to also note is that both of the guards are armed with swords.
Okay.
They have like plate type armor, but it is marked with a number of gemstones that probably do something because they have the look of like dials and switches to them.
Okay. So they might have like shields, or they might have energy sinks, or any kind of.
And then they're also both equipped with what appear to be pulse bows. So like crossbows that
Don't require ammo. Okay.
Similar to my plasma bow.
right.
Yeah.
But they're
But
crossbows.
crossbows.
Yeah. And small. They're like hand-sized crossbows. Like the little sportsman crossbows.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not like they're going to need really long-range weapons up here.
Whoa.
It's gonna suck. All right. I head back downstairs. At which time the potato blight has been fixed, probably. Need to look at the ship.
Okay.
All right. So,
What I'm
do we
thinking,
want to break the ship now, or what are you thinking?
I'm thinking we lay a little booby trap for it.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to use blend in to acquire a mechanic uniform.
Okay.
And make my way down to the ship we've identified as the most likely to lead the way in giving chase.
Okay.
And kind of deep up in the engine. I want to get elbows deep, shoulder deep if I can.
Okay.
Really?
Monica's like, this is getting weird.
She's not the only one.
Going to drop the cold brazier inside the engine. Prime the brazier, drop it inside the engine.
Okay. So you drop the cold brazier in the engine.
Yes.
Go ahead yeah.
Be the thrusters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna into the thruster section. Go ahead and give me a intellect roll. Actually, let's make it a speed roll to get it good and lodged in there.
Okay.
And to get your arm shoulder deep in the engine.
say that again. I mean, that's how
It's like
horses give
it's
birth.
like reverse birthing a calf. Get in there, bossy.
That was exactly what I was thinking.
And you're welcome.
Yes.
I was trying not to think about it that way.
You're welcome. If I have to think about it, you have to think about it.
Ta-da.
Ta-da!
I am gonna throw 4 effort at that. Is this gonna be like a speed defense?
No, this is a speed, just basically a speed check. Because basically what you're doing is you are reaching in there, and speed is not just speed; it is also your agility and nimbleness. So you are trying to nimbly, basically, get this in there and get it to a place where it's going to get stuck, because you need it to be stuck.
Okay. If that's the case, I'm gonna throw that last.
Because otherwise they're going to fire it up, and it's not going to work because it's going to get spit out.
Yeah. So 5 effort.
Okay.
Because I need this to work
Yes.
and get out with my arm intact. That is a 19.
Ooh.
Super schmancy.
All right. So
Pencil as well.
that is schmancy.
I was gonna say, do you have any speed left?
I do a little bit.
So schmancy.
So I'm effectively on an adrenaline burst. Oh, I'm glad I got that in there. I was not sure that was going to work.
I'm glad my arm came back out.
Hey, look, I'm in one piece.
So you get your arm out, and you think you've got it jammed in there pretty good. It is primed. It is getting very cold. Your fingers are actually already a little numb. And you turn around.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. No, he's getting out the XP. Oh, why are you giving him 2? You know he's going to give me 1. You love when this happens.
Because that's habit.
I know.
Hand them out to one person.
I'm so glad Scott picks me every time.
That's a good thing.
I pick him, but then it gets weird.
Then it does get weird.
So you turn around, and behind you, as you turn around, is a 6-foot tall wall of fat and muscle that smells of 3-day-old beer and piss.
Are you sure it's not elderberry wine? I'm pretty sure it's elderberry wine.
And he looks at you and he says, with this stubby little unlit cigar in his mouth, "What are you doing?"
True to mutants.
What?
You work at maintenance, man.
That... Look, I don't know what you're getting at. I don't know what you think you're getting up to. But, and he flicks your lapel,
Mm-hmm.
where your like this insignia are.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're getting up to or what you think you're doing, but you don't belong here. He flicks your lapel, and you realize that he's got a different marker on his. And you kind of do a glance around, and everybody else here's got it. Just the uniforms are all identical,
Mm-hmm.
but like
the
this
labeling.
one patch is different.
No. You grabbed the wrong laundry bag, dude.
I just grabbed the first uniform I could find because the one I had got some coolant on it, and it was strong enough to eat away half of my uniform.
All right, give me that roll.
All right. I'm gonna throw. See, where should go? I am wanted to say skilled. That's not right. It's specialized, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Specialized in deceiving. And I'm going to throw 4 intellect effort at that.
Okay. You're lowering the diff by 6.
Mhm.
Okay, so you convince him.
Oh, sweet.
Well, there you go.
He's like, you shouldn't just be wearing Duck's uniform.
It's what fit me, man.
He pulls out a paper. He scribbles something down. He turns his back on you and goes, Duck! Where the hell's Duck?
Oops.
And he's like heading off it.
Stroll along behind him,
Okay.
kind of like a shadow.
Okay.
And I'm going to use blend in to do this,
Mm-hmm.
so that I become specialized in stealth.
Okay.
So that once he hits the end of the thing, whichever way he goes, I go the opposite direction,
Okay.
and then just become part of the crowd.
Okay. So you like kind of blend out. Go ahead and give me another roll because he's drawing a lot of attention your direction by default.
Fair. Will that be intellect or speed?
You can pick one. I can see a good argument for either one.
Okay.
Whichever one you have more of.
Yeah.
That's legit. That'll be intellect then.
All right. So yeah. So you're just being clever about it.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and.
So, since I do need to get away, I'm actually gonna throw 4 at this one as well.
Okay.
And in this case, it'll be the specialized in stealth. So lowered by 6.
Okay. So
9.
9 lowered by 6.
There's a
You
lot.
seem to slip out unnoticed. And we will call that another success.
Yay!
So you're at 6, or sorry, 4 on the heist, or
No.
on the getaway.
Okay.
I knew what I was trying to say.
While I was up there, could I see anything about the locking mechanism on the treasury door?
Yes,
Okay. Because you didn't mention that, but it was something I meant to ask about. I apologize.
yes, I would give you that.
Okay.
It is a palm lock for a palm that's about yay big.
So it's the size of the dinosaur, the dragon's.
Right, but chances are, because of the way it's smudged,
Uh-huh.
that there's at least one normal human who can use it. And you happen to be, we will say, aware enough that you're familiar enough with like some of the old tech to know that there are some spoofers in your time
Mm-hmm.
that could probably bypass it, which means you might be able to acquire a spoofer to bypass it in this time.
Okay.
Or you might be able to build one.
Okay.
But it is a magical, basically it's an electric, like the electronic pads, but it is magical in origin.
So I'm gonna have to look for a shape-shifting spell. Got it.
Or some sort of illusion.
Okay.
Something to trick the item itself.
Okay.
My voice is my passport.
My voice is my passport?
Multipass.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
So good.
Indeed.
Did you watch that in preparation for this?
No, actually. It's just one of the lines that
should
really
have.
stand out. It's just one of the lines that really stands out.
It is. That's why
If we were Seskies, I could call myself Whistler.
So, it's still good.
Funny enough, we're still all in acquisitions.
Yes.
It does appear to be a trend for you guys. So, on that note,
It makes better storytelling when you only have 2 players if that's what you're in.
well, yeah, it works well enough.
You both have to be pretty jack of all trade kind of thing at that point.
You do. You do. So, at this point, you are almost finished with the heist, because you do have an extra success on that for your scoping the place out.
Okay.
So you are one success or one failure away from...
Alright, so I need to figure out how to get that lock open. I'm still not 100% certain that we have any way of getting up there except to rush it, which could suck. Because the idea of climbing up
now you know...
trash chute is a possibility.
I will say, with what you've got, you have figured out how you can get up there. I mean, you've already done it once.
Right.
It does put you up there with people, but...
Hey, and we should be up there with people, because we're people.
Right.
That sounds terrible. Alright, so... I'm gonna see if... because Tommy knows any way that I can get a hold of what I would need to make what I want.
Okay.
Because he's the only person at this point that I know who deals in the black market, even slightly.
Okay. He tells you that across town there is... He's like, and basically he extorts you for a bit of cash.
I assume I have some.
Yeah. You didn't really set that up in advance, but I will assume that you've got enough cash for the extortion at least.
Or trade.
Mm-hmm. But he tells you that there is a marketplace where you could go.
Okay. All right. I'll remember this. I will find him in the future. I will make his offspring pay.
But basically, there is a market, and it is on a floating asteroid. Or not asteroid, but floating island.
Not
terribly far away.
Can you ask him to babysit?
Oh. That would be bad. Kitties and dragons. I don't know about that. Alright. So, will that then be our final success or failure? Success or failure then for the heist? Is that what we're looking at? And then we still have to figure out to finish up our getaway?
Well, getting that will be necessary to get through the lock. The lock is actually not... The heist gets you up to the door. That will make it easier to do the one mid-challenge of getting in and out of the vault, which will be done more traditional style.
Okay. Then we probably
but it would definitely be useful for once you get there.
Then we definitely need to figure out where the garbage chute terminates and make sure we know what our route's going to be.
Okay.
So, knowing where the elevator's at and where the garbage chute is in relationship to that elevator.
Yes.
I go down.
And you can also see where it is on the garbage chute opens up on each floor.
Mm-hmm. So we could even just enter it from one level below. Or exit it.
In theory.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll make sure we have that information before we.
Okay.
Now that I know that those are connected. I guess. Oops, I didn't. I probably made all of the microphones. Sorry, guys.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's hard to say. All right, so I guess we go to the island.
Are we on the island?
We're going to a different island.
Oh, for your parts.
Yeah, we gotta go get parts. We ain't got it. You don't need it.
Pete's parts.
What color?
So, That probably means nothing to anybody outside of Cincinnati.
I don't know. I would be surprised. I would be surprised if that wasn't someone else.
They might use it elsewhere.
What was that?
Oh, maybe
It was Smythe Auto Parts. I think that's
maybe
a bigger
bigger
chain.
I was thinking it was a smaller chain than that, but that would make sense
I
too.
don't know.
No, Smythe is bigger.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think it's Smythe.
I thought it was Smythe. Yeah.
Now that you mention it, it is, and I'm thinking that.
Hold on. So anyway, so we're going back. So we're going to this other island.
Right. So away you go.
Away we go.
You taking your ship?
I'm kind of afraid to take our ship. Surely there must be some way to like get public transport to there.
Because you don't have a ship.
Well, we have the ship we're gonna steal.
Yeah, that's I know.
Yeah, so I mean, we're gonna have to use public transport.
Or that busted piece of junk we flew over here.
Well,
No, we didn't fly that over here. We came on the potato boat.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
We came on the potato boat, so we have to use public transport.
Be ashamed to steal a potato boat.
I don't think the potato boat's here anymore. I think the potato boat's been exiled
No.
and are they under quarantine?
They're under quarantine.
Whoops. Maybe we will be stealing that boat. Who knows? So we need to find public transport. So we wait at the bus stop.
So you wait. Well, there are places where you can wait for basically public transportation in here. Basically, a lot of the non-live-in staff for the castle come
Take
in.
like a
From
shuttle.
they come in from the outside. So I mean, you're already dressed for it, and you just kind of wait with a lot of them, and it doesn't take very long before a small
Skiff type boat.
yeah, skiff kind of, that's the word I was looking for, kind of sails up and people embark on and away it goes. It's kind of like the sail barges, but smaller. You know, in Star Wars, the sail barge. It's kind of got like
There's
the
no hut
hood.
on it.
No huts on it, and it's like a smaller scale of that. So you've got a handful of people who can stand on deck, but you're all standing underneath, you know, kind of tarps.
Okay.
That are overhead, and then it just cruises out. You've got a guy at the front who's giving, you know, his opinions on a number of not terribly interesting subjects to the current time frame, and basically droning on.
I shank him. No, just kidding.
A tour guide he is not.
You could just tip him.
He's not trying to be a tour guide. He is just having his conversation loudly with the two cantankerous people sitting in the seat right behind him.
Do you know how tempting it is to send my great grandparents like tips on the stock market or anything like that? Like, very.
Yeah. I remember when all this was just gas giant.
It still is. And there's nobody.
Would you like
here
to bed on the Ascension?
Yes, that's what we should do. Then we'll be rich when we get home. I have a feeling that won't be the. I have a feeling that won't be the case. That's what we should do. We should actually put money down on it now, and then have it paid out when we go pick it up.
Hey, how far in advance do they take bets? We could bet on the two humans and the elf that are
There's going to be this thing that's going to happen, and we're betting on the humans and the elf. You'll understand.
We're betting this is going to happen, and then we're going to bet on...
I don't think we can do that.
It's
But
like
betting on
Vegas,
the-
you can bet on anything.
But betting on the Ascension
Yes,
is not a bad idea.
But yeah, you start betting on something that specific and that weird, they're gonna be looking at you going,
What do you know?
"What do you know?"
Yeah. But betting on the Ascension, I mean, like, that's not bad. I mean, aren't there other, like, dragons that are looking to be? We should do that. I'm sure people bet on the Ascension all the time.
Betting on the Ascension, yeah, it is. and it is roughly the in-setting equivalent of playing the stock market.
We should do that. We'll take our markers and we can come back and get them with interest.
Have them.
Or
I don't think they would do the interest, but you could always have it deposited into an account, which would then gain interest.
It's not a bad idea.
So you could open a bank account and do that.
Oh, we definitely do that.
Fun.
And this is why Marty McFly didn't come back to a rich family. It's because he changed things by punching Biff. Anyway.
Spoilers!
Oh my god, that movie is more than 10 years old!
Hold on. This falls under my history specialization. Marty McFly punches Biff.
Wow. Sounds like a great
Though I do
idea.
have a history specialization. We could place a handful of bets, honestly.
There we go.
You could.
We could.
They would have to be things that are fairly close and things that are actually up for betting, but you could do that.
Well, so to be perfectly honest, we have 4 baby dragons we're going to have to feed for the rest of our lives, which I'm pretty sure we're going to get help from their families, but I really feel like we should be able to provide for our children. So I'm okay with this.
This is weird when leaving everything to the cats.
All right. So while I'm looking for the pieces and the bits that I need for breaking into the vault, we'll have Kolban go place some strategic bets after we've opened a proper bank account.
Okay. So your first stop is the bank.
Yes.
Fortunately, even though this rock specializes in nefarious, underhanded dealings,
They still have to have a legitimate banking system.
they do have a legitimate banking system where you can buy the whole behind midnight for $600.
Wow. Nice current affair there, honey. So one of our friends, Boomer, he wrote a book called The Hole Behind Midnight. And it's very funky, horror kind of fiction, and it's
like
fun,
fantasy and
horror
and a little bit of horror, and it's cool.
Yeah, but so it's come to his attention that people are selling it on Amazon for $600.
It's still in print.
What?
It's still in print. So the only reason that somebody would be selling a book that's still in print for $600 is money laundering.
That's the only reason I can come up with.
There's
either
no
that
other...
or looking to just get the gullible.
Yeah,
because it is a small press printing.
Right, but I love Clinton Boomer. Don't get me wrong, and I would. Well, I've already bought his book once, but I think we
bought it once or twice.
Once or twice.
I think I've got it electronically.
Yes, but it's $600 for a book that's what, 30 from the publisher? Is it even that?
People will spend money on the stupidest things. Like some idiot bought an email that had the word dog 100 times for $100.
People are dumb.
Yes, but that was also because he thought he was getting something nefarious out of it.
Probably, yes. And that's
for sure.
but anybody who knows Clinton,
this has been one of Matt's best stories ever.
knows that they can get his book with publisher, or they should at least be able to figure that out. And so anybody who's buying any book that's still in print, that's not like a true collectible, like a first edition, Mark Twain. Now, obviously, first edition Mark Twain, you can expect to pay hundreds or thousands of dollars for it.
Thousands.
Yes. But you can still get Huckleberry Finn. You can still get...
Yeah.
What's wrong with Huckleberry Hound? I like the discount version myself.
Well, but you're still...
All right, so we are way off base.
Sorry. Anyway, so back to... So we opened a bank account.
Made a bad joke.
I know, but I had to explain it because it warranted it.
You did this.
It is your fault.
I did this.
It is
so
your fault.
Now that we've had this horrible off off direction rant, why don't we go ahead and call it for a minute, and we will come back to this.
Refocus.
All right.
Refocused.
So, I'm Monica Marlowe.
I'm Andrew Marlowe.
I'm still the edit with a as it's just over here.
And
Yeah.
we'll be back.
We'll be back.